What happens when we dare to step outside the story society has written for us? And at the end of the day, aren't we all putting on a performance? The gag is, who's pulling your strings? Those are the words of Keke Palmer from her latest memoir / self-help book, Master of Me. We're going to be discussing this book through the lens of how to stop living a fake-ass life and start living your truth, because that's what Keke really gets at here, how to live your life authentically. And that is all about how do you, stop acting and start just, being yourself. How you might start to become aware of some uneven, unfair power dynamics in your life. And Keke really explores this through some of the relationships with men in her life throughout the years. We're going to be spilling some tea, a little bit of Hollywood gossip. Who doesn't like that? And then lastly, how can you stay grounded and authentic in a world that just wants to keep you fake? So buckle up, pour yourself a piping hot cup of some self-actualization and some authentic reality groundedness, because we're getting into it, folks. Welcome to Bookwise, a podcast from bookclub.com. It is me, your host, Britt Brewer, aka Dr. Books. I am not a licensed medical professional in any way whatsoever, but I am an avid reader. And before we dive in, I just want to give just a little bit of table setting, because Keke Palmer is what's known in the biz as a triple threat. She is a singer, actor, dancer, and also let's go beyond that, because she's just a multi-hyphenate. She's an entrepreneur. She has hosted her own show. She has guest hosted other shows. She is a comedian. I mean, this woman is incredibly talented. She is a child star, all grown up. Keke has a lot of words of wisdom about performance, but something that I thought was really intriguing and I think might be interesting to you is she, in one chapter, alludes to her relationship with her former partner and the father of her child. And she links it to performance because she's talking about how, she's got a great relationship with her fans, but sometimes it gets a little bit messy because her private life gets into the public sphere. His name is Darius. Apparently, she went to an Usher concert and Darius was not happy with what she was wearing. And he made his unhappiness known. He actually wrote, "It's the outfit though. You're a mom." And basically he was saying that because she's a mom, she should not be wearing revealing clothes, etc. And this kind of turned into a social media maelstrom, as it does on social media, with lots of folks weighing in and saying, "Hey man, that's not cool." And Darius then doubled down and said, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is." And how does this link to performance? Well, and authenticity. Here's what Keke has to say about this. As an entertainer, it's never just brothers, moms, and dads giving unsolicited advice. It's random people online. The public will always operate as the audience, and the audience loves a good show. So let's move on, shall we, to 2, power. No one man should have all this power, especially power dynamics. So we're going to show you a clip from 2017, and that was in the very beginning stages of the MeToo movement. But a younger Keke Palmer is seen here on Larry King Live, and she's talking about a public dispute she has with R&B performer Trey Songz. So let's just roll the clip and see what Keke has to say about this dispute.
What did you mean by sexual intimidation?
I mean, just that, sexual intimidation. I feel as a female, often I'm put in situations where sometimes males will use their masculinity, their sexuality to taunt you. You know, I hate to have to bring and say that and make it known, but I mean, look, I ain't the first person that's gone through. People have gone through this all the time. In college, in high school, but these aren't the things that I've experienced. So this was like kind of one of my first major experiences. You know, it would be like you going to a party where the biggest jock is there, and the whole time he's like, you know, you can get screwed, you can get this, you can get that, you know, and you ain't no little girl no more.
So that's what Keke had to say about the situation with Trey Songz, and she alludes to it in this book with, honestly, you know, some years to look back on how it all went down. For me, it wasn't about him. I don't hate that man. Honestly, I'd still listen to one of the 2 hits he has. He doesn't own the masters anyway. That's a little bit of a sick burn. I got you, Keke. I read that. It was truly about the principle and the growing respect and esteem I had for myself. It was about me making sure everyone knew I was coming into my own as a whistleblowing ass bitch. It was a warning. If you do something improper to me, I will put your ass on notice. So, you know, who doesn't? Who among us doesn't want to be a whistleblowing ass bitch? I know I do. I'd love to do that. Maybe every day. Every day, Usher has something to say about my life, and I'm also a whistleblowing ass bitch. But also, I think what she's trying to say is sometimes it doesn't matter whether you're liked or disliked, but what matters is that you are respected. So, you know, next time Susan does something disrespectful to you, you say no, Susan. And then you get up on Slack and you blow up her spot and you show the receipts. I'm just kidding. So with that, we are going to move onto our last final section, and that is how to stop being a fake ass and start living your life with authenticity and purpose. This section is about purpose, and it is about being in control of your finances and just being a boss ass bitch. But I would be lying if I said, I'm not going to just sit here and talk about this without acknowledging that, yes, Keke Palmer probably has more money than most of us who are going to be listening to this and or talking about it. And that's okay. You work hard. You work hard. But I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Sometimes celebrities can be, a lot of the times, a little bit cringe when it comes to giving the regular Joes out there advice. That said, I found it really interesting when Keke was talking about in this section parenting her parents. I'm going to read a little bit. I do acknowledge my beautiful life was also complicated. Due to traveling and scheduling, both my parents had to stop working to support my career and be present for my 3 siblings, leaving me unassumingly with financial responsibility around age 12, which I took great pride in because I knew what it would do for generations to come. It was a huge blessing that I could even help out. However, it caused me a lot of pain because I was essentially had to abandon my childhood feelings and desires and become this parentalized child with a lot of weight on my shoulders, which is something I've talked about, and I'm sure some of you can probably relate to in your own way. So listen, take with that what you may. This is something that I think a lot of child actors have lamented, the loss of childhood. And then I think also there's been a lot in the news about gentle parenting and parents being really stressed out because they are looking to their children to be tiny adults who will tell them what they want for dinner instead of vice versa. So I don't know. I'm just stirring the pot. Just put it in the comment section, everyone. What do we all think? What do we all think? As I was scrolling through Goodreads reviews of this book, I found a note from a user. Just wanted to read it to you guys because I found it interesting. All I'm hearing, Keke, is you've got more money than me. And that's not particularly helpful or even interesting. It's giving, I made a multi-million-dollar company with my $1 million. Okay, so you have $1 million. How does that help me? Anytime she talked about diversifying her portfolios or, making sure you have multiple streams of income, I roll my eyes. Everyone is working multiple jobs just to stay alive right now. So I thought that was kind of interesting. because I've read a lot of these books and it's a lot of celebrities or wealthy people who have the best intentions, but are, talking about money in a way where you're like, yeah, it's different. It's different for other people. But yeah, come at me with all the comments. Don't really, because I'll probably cry and I'm really sensitive and then I won't have Usher to reach out to and comfort me. But listen, I like to end on a hopeful note. And so I'd like to end on this quote from Keke herself. There's so much more to learn. At 21, I wrote my first book and I learned that I didn't belong to other people's idea of me, that I could quiet all the voices that I didn't want to hear, that didn't serve me, and I could move to the beat of my own drum. Well, now I'm doubling down on that at 31 and saying, not only do I know how to quiet outside voices, but I know how to control my own. I know how to go tell myself what to believe in, what not to believe in, when to let go, and when to hold on. So, yeah, listen, we're all just living and learning at the same time. Master of me, Keke Palmer. Thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Bookwise, a podcast from bookclub.com. I am your erstwhile host, Britt Brewer, aka Zacta Books. We got a little bit of a moment of zen gift for you because now we're going to start doing these. They're fun. I like them.
Would you say that True Jackson VP was a better VP than Dick Cheney?
What the hell is... Ooh, y'all are really testing me on some stuff that I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.